Our next guest is the mega best-selling young adult author Angie Thomas, the writer behind popular titles like The Hate You Give, Concrete Rose, and On the Come Up. Her best-selling middle-grade fantasy series is called Nic Blake and the Remarkables, and now she is out with book 2, the second book in the trilogy, Nic Blake and the Remarkables, the Book of Anansi. Continues the story of 12-year-old girl's adventure in her fantasy world. And first on CBS Mornings, Angie Thomas joins us now. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm stumbling and bumbling a bit because I know this is in many ways your favorite book of all the books. Don't tell the others.
Yes.
And also a very difficult book to write. But also I'm looking over at you and I feel there's more of you, but at the very same time, less of you. So what happened? What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, God is
Can
good.
we show the picture before? Because
Yes.
when I walked into the green room, I wanted to cry, Angie, when I saw you. Because there is such a drastic difference, and I was so happy for you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe, I didn't know. Number one, I didn't know. Do you mind sharing how you
I
lost?
don't
How much weight
mind.
did you lose? Do you mind sharing?
130 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I prayed a lot, but also I had help, medical help from my doctor, Dr. Timothy Quinn in Mississippi, and I had trainers, and I got on a spiritual and physical journey to change my life. I found out I was pre-diabetic. I found out I was at risk for high blood pressure, and my dad passed from a heart attack, and I'm like, I don't want that.
What did the doctor do?
Well, I had surgery.
You had surgery.
I had surgery. I had the sleeve, but I also got changing with my diet, with exercise. I walk at least 5 miles now a day and stuff like that.
I mean, your mom is here, and even Tony, her mom said Angie has her life back.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So Angie Thomas and the Remarkable Health Journey.
Yes.
Next Get Well book.
Yes.
You know, I love the themes that this book touches on. You know, Nic is on this journey, learning about who she really is and embracing her roots and understanding her identity. But what I really took away from that is that identity is both shaped by choice and history. I never thought about it like that. Why did you feel like it was important?
Well, as someone who comes from Mississippi, where that state's identity is shaped by choice and history, I know for a fact, you know, that's the truth. And so in Nic's world, she's finding out that there's this remarkable world full of remarkable people. But sometimes when people are different, when you have, like, in this world, you have giants and you have fairies and you have merfolk, but there's also these assumptions about them that have been historically passed down. And she's like, wait a minute, I know people like this. Just because you assume this doesn't mean that that's true. And right now in our world, we have a choice whether we're going to make good assumptions about people or we're going to use the history and negative things to make assumptions about people. Or we're going to try to get to know them for ourselves. And that's what this is about.
You said you were writing this while, this was one of the hardest books for you to write because you're writing this while you're going through your own weight loss journey at the same time.
Absolutely.
So she's discovering her power and you said you're discovering yours too.
Yes, I was discovering my power, like in a literal sense. Like I one day was walking with my dogs and we started jogging and my dogs were looking back like, Mom, what are you doing? You know? But no, I was literally discovering my own power.
Shook the dogs.
Yes, I shook the dogs. I shook the dogs.
Hey, growing up in Mississippi, you read a lot of fantasy books. Now you're writing them. What did it mean to you as a kid growing up? Why was it a sanctuary?
Well, you know, it was in a lot of ways because it was an escape. I was able to escape my neighborhood. I could ignore gunshots in my neighborhood if I'm getting caught up in the Chronicles of Narnia. You know, I could escape, you know, I can walk past a drug dealer's house and me at 9 years old, I'm like, well, maybe that's a dragon's lair. And that's how I decided to see things.
Wow.
That's what I did. And so that for me was an escape. But I never saw myself in those characters. I didn't see myself in those worlds. So now as an adult, I'm like, I can do what I want. Let me write a book about a black girl.
Change that.
Yes, who's seeing dragons and seeing giants and fairies.
Well, you've got it done. I think you got another bestseller on your hands.
Yes.
It's really well done. And you're working on book 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you're working on number 3.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. So in this one, I'm not going to spoil it. Nic has kind of turned the remarkable world upside down.
And more film
unfortunately.
adaptations coming soon?
Yes, I'm working on the script now.
All right.
Yeah,
Angie,
Thomas,
bravo for
thank
all
you.
things.
Nic Blake and the Remarkables, the Book of Anansi is on sale right now.